This was a huge success story for NAB and broadcasters and advertisers, made possible by you guys really partnering with us and helping us to get the word out. The DC City Council included a 3% advertising tax on all advertising across the board. And certainly that hurts our member stations, which are local TV and radio stations, but it also hurts the print side. It also hurts small businesses whose advertising budgets then get jacked up 3%. It hurts local restaurants, anybody who's trying to get the word out to their customer base. And just to add insult to injury, they did this at a time when small businesses were folding like dominoes because of the pandemic. We were told, this is a done deal. There's probably nothing you can do to stop it. We very quickly stood up a platform that would allow people to send messages directly to the city council members, letting them know what a bad idea this ad tax was. We immediately thought, let's call Richard and let's mobilize online.
But I was actually flying around the Beltway, and she called and said, hey, we've got a campaign that needs to be up and like as soon as possible. And yeah, that issue, I think we were up in almost less than 24 hours.
We took the idea of really getting the message in front of the decision maker pool in a variety of different ways. We obviously know where they worked, and in City Hall and different places of interest. So we immediately geofenced those locations, and then we looked at different areas of obvious places where these people might be, parking lots in the morning, at lunchtime, areas where they might eat. And then we looked at things like contextual behavior, websites they might go to, keywords, things that related directly to the ad tax. And then we created sort of a dynamic universe of the most obvious people using that deductive reasoning that we can find and take those messages and plot them to those right people. On the grassroots level, we took sort of the immediate proximity, people that have gone through those same online behaviors that were consistent with the keywords and the content, and then we retargeted those people.
I think we also did target the Washington Post, the Washington Times, the Washington Business Journal.
It's really calculated moves trying to push the right messages at the right time to the right people.
Well, we set it up pretty fast, and then we watched it on a daily, if not an hourly basis, and we were able to move impressions from geography to geography. Where the impressions were just not being full, we did not waste those impressions there. We moved them on over to those where we were having impact.
Whatever you guys were doing on the back end was really effective in getting people not only to pay attention, but motivating them to, make the clicks necessary and tweak the messaging necessary to send their own personal message to these DC council members, why an ad tax was going to hurt their business specifically. We ended up with about 30,000 comments going into the DC City Council members, and that was just stunning to see in such a short period of time. They even mentioned, we've gotten thousands and thousands of emails from people about the ad tax. And that was a moment when we were all, like we were cheering because we knew that we were driving that and that it was making a difference. The tide turned completely, and they decided, we're gonna stop the vote, we're gonna stop the city council meeting, and we're gonna go back to the drawing board and see if we can't take this out and find a way to make up the revenue somewhere else, which was probably as much a shock to us as it was anybody. Because again, we've been told from the beginning, like, you have, a snowball's chance in Hades of actually pulling this ad tax out at this point. But we did, and lo and behold, the budget passed with no ad tax in it, and it was just a huge victory for us. And we really appreciate how nimble you guys were. You very quickly jumped into action and gave us some great ideas and managed to get our message in front of the right people. And that's what really made the difference in this campaign.